There are some lovely pieces here. The arm is top-notch. Very flexible joints. The ligaments alone will be worth the harvest. Shame the other doesn't show any promise. It's not even worth removing. Oh, but this liver? Beautiful. Just beautiful. I might have to make copies and distribute them to all my creations. Much better than the old standard. What is your secret, my friend? Multivitamin of some kind? I wish you could tell me. Alas, despite my best efforts, I've yet to create a machine that can allow the dead to talk. If I'd realized you'd had so many high-quality body parts, I would have interviewed you before I harvested them. I should probably stop kidnapping random people off the street and find some kind of system to decide who to pick for harvesting. But it's just so organic this way. You spot somebody that looks promising and snatch them up. No need for lists or other tedious nonsense. Some scientist I am, I was never one for proper documentation. I prefer the hands-on aspect of science. If only more people understood that. Well, my friend, I think I've gotten all the good parts from you. You were a very good subject. Your screaming and struggling didn't damage any of your useful parts. But it's time for us to part. Rest assured, you'll be disposed of in the best way imaginable, as food for my... What? Oh, remarkable. You're still alive? Very impressive. I would have assumed that was impossible. With the amount of blood you've lost, and the number of organs you're missing, the fact that you're conscious is practically a miracle. Oh, but I'm a scientist. I don't believe in miracles. Rather, it's a scientific marvel. I'm always looking for new minions with promise and tenacity, but I'm afraid you're doomed to die. Even with my skills, there's no way I could put you back together into anything recognizable as human. Well, no, that's a lie. I could, but due to my personal principles, I wouldn't. And anyway, it's overwhelmingly likely that you'd only have a few minutes left to live. What's that? You'll have to speak up. Your respiratory system is still in place, but I wouldn't exactly call it intact. You'll really need to enunciate for me to understand you. I see. Why, a fair question, I suppose, though I think the answer is obvious. I needed some of your body parts. Limbs, organs, etc. I'm a scientist, you see. Not an ordinary one, no. Some people call me a mad scientist, or evil scientist, but I would just call myself unorthodox. I think the field of human experimentation is horribly underdeveloped, so I'm advancing our knowledge of what can be done with the human body. And you, my half-dead friend, have been a great help to my work. I just saw you sitting on a bench and thought you looked interesting, so I took you. I have a very sophisticated acquisition machine. Very good at stealthily leading people off, even in broad daylight. And now, well, you're one step away from being a carcass. And that's how it goes sometimes. I must say, you have turned out to be quite the intriguing pick. Honestly, that tenacity of yours has inspired me. Yes, I might have to design a new creature after you. Something fierce and nearly impossible to kill. Yes, I think that's what I've been missing around here. Well, I'll leave you to your death then. Don't worry, I'll wait until you've passed on to dispose of your body. I have at least that much consideration for my harvestees. What was... That was very well executed. You just about killed me with that scalpel. Very well done. Very. I wish my creations had half the bloodlust you do. Killing me just as a last act of revenge? You'd be amazed how many people prefer to spend their last moments weeping or begging. You know what? I don't think I can let you die. You're just too interesting. I'll have to hook you up to my life support device. You know, I've never tested it in this sort of situation, actually. So this should be enlightening. Don't struggle, please. Unless you really want to die that badly. Actually, what you want doesn't matter right now. So just hold still and take deep breaths, because this will hurt. And there. Not too bad. Better than losing all the rest of your blood, certainly. You should be able to remain alive so long as you're connected to this device. I haven't properly stress tested it, but in theory, there's not much short of total incineration that could end your life right now. Of course it's a life support device, not a comfort support device. The pain is still there. You'll just have to grin and bear it. Well, you don't have to grin. With what I've done to your face, that would be quite a challenge. Anyways, now that you're going to live, what do I actually do with you? I can't exactly employ you in your state. I suppose I could... No, I have robots for that. Oh, speaking of robots, maybe I make you a cyborg. No, that's just so dull. If you're going to slap robot parts on a human, you might as well make a whole robot. That gives me an idea, though. I've never rebuilt a person before. Not as a cyborg, of course. I'd use organic parts. Now that would be interesting. But why think so small? I wouldn't merely rebuild you. I'd improve you. I've made monsters from scratch, but I've never turned a person into a monster. Yes, now that's a plan. I'll make you the most dangerous monster in my collection. Perfect for my plans of expansion. I wonder if that's truly feasible. Is it a better idea than creating a new monster? I'd have to make some compromise on the design to accommodate your existing body. But your mind is what I'm most interested in. That willpower. To force yourself to stay awake despite the pain. And then even try to use your last bit of strength to kill me for no reason other than spite and revenge? I could never replicate that with my current skills. Yes, that's it. That's what I'll do. I have to make some preparations. In the meantime, well, you'll just stay here, I suppose. The life support machine will keep your heart beating until I'm ready. Well, perhaps that's not the right way. Give me a moment. I don't really make a habit of keeping painkillers around, but this addition to the machine should do the trick. You won't be in any more pain, at least not until I'm ready for the procedure. Pain is sometimes necessary for the pursuit of science, but it's not really necessary right now. I'm not totally heartless. Just results-oriented. Maybe there's a bit of practicality to it. You hate me, and that's reasonable. But if I'm going to command you someday, you'll need to not hate me quite so much that you'd ignore me at any cost. Think of this as a demonstration. I can be reasonable if it's in my best interest to be. Play your cards right, be a useful tool to me, and who knows what perks you might get. I can practically do anything I set my mind to. For now, I think I'll put you in stasis. I'd be tempted to keep you around to talk to, given how positively fascinating I find you. But you're clearly a motivated person. Who knows what trouble you might get into if I let you stay awake? So, I'm going to twist this dial here and there. I do apologize for paralyzing you, but I don't want you to try anything while I move you to the stasis pod. Maybe I should have got a minion to do this for me. Oh well. Here we are. You'll have a nice, peaceful sleep. No dreams. You'll just wake up when I'm ready to begin the procedure. I do look so forward to working with you. I'm going to turn you into something absolutely marvelous. I can feel it. Good night.